What is going on, guys? Crucible here, and I'm going to be going over my deck profile for Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in Dragon Ball Fusion World. I'm going to be putting out a good chunk of these deck profiles to kind of give you guys an idea of how I play these decks. Now, take with a grain of salt that these lists are going to be subjective. This is just the way that I like to play, and you could exchange any amount of these cards out at any time to make it cohere and flow with your playstyle a little bit better, but this is just how I play these decks. So if you guys want to see more deck profiles like this, let me know down below in the comments. Like the video, subscribe for more, and let us get discussing. So green, as we know, is, well, it's green. It's a bit overtuned, maybe a little overtuned. I wouldn't say that green has some flaws. Green's not really the craziest color out there. I definitely think it's better than the other decks personally, but I think with set 2 coming out and a lot of the stuff coming out with set 2, I think green is going to be a bit more on an even playing field with everybody else. But yeah, this is my deck list currently. We'll go over each card individually, so that way you guys will know what it is that we're doing with each card in this deck. So, obviously, we got the leader. Gohan, obviously, on his front side is just a draw. On his back side, during a battle, either during your opponent's battle or you initiating battle, you can place one card from your energy in your drop, and this card gets 15,000 for the turn, or for the battle. It's very strong utility. You can use it for offense or defense. Me, personally, I like using it only for defense. I feel like if you activate this ability on your opponent's leader, I think more times than not, unless they have a super combo, I feel like a lot of players don't really want to just go heavy on combo power to defend the hit. Whereas if I just swing with 20k, they will probably go ahead and put 5 or 10,000 combo power onto their leader to defend the hit or the battle card. And then I can reserve the energy switch out on defense. So either way, I think, in my opinion, I think Gohan is the better green leader out of the bunch. You could make an argument for Broly, but I personally like running this Gohan more. So we're going to start with 4 of these Son Gokus. Nothing crazy. They just draw a card. Then you got 4 of the Son Gohan Childhood. You look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and reveal up to 1 card with a cost of 5 or less and Saiyan in its special traits and add it to your hand. This card is extremely useful for this particular build. There's going to be cards that we're going to be going over later that this deck really kind of needs to function, as well as many other green decks. So having a Saiyan Searcher that allows us to pull a 5 cost or less is pretty good. There's a couple moments when I play this where I might pull a card and there's other cards in the grouping that I need that obviously I can't pull from because it doesn't meet the 5 or less condition. And that sucks. Like, for example, Broly, the 8-drop Broly. If I pull an 8-drop Broly while playing this card and searching my top 3, that's really bad to see. But usually stuff like Destructive Strength, the 4-drop Vegeta, the 5-drop Goku, stuff like that to kind of help get our energy ramping going is usually what this card is for. Yeah, I would say this double Saiyan engine is a bit better than something like what the starter Broly does with the Shimoians and Paragus. Then we got 2. Whoops. Crap. I'll fix it later. Then we got 2 of these Android 18s, 2-drop. On play, draw a card, then discard 1 card from your hand. And then when attacking, if you have 6 or more energy, draw 1 card. I generally don't play this early on. I generally wait till I get the 6 energy if I need to build up some hand power and some combo power. I will play this. I'll play her when we hit 6 energy. She's really good. obviously, being able to draw 2 cards while also discarding one is pretty strong. So you can kind of cycle out your hand with stuff that you probably aren't going to need, or maybe low combo power cards. Plus, she's 20,000, so she hits most leaders after Awakening. She's just an all-around good card. I don't run more of her just because the conditions in which you do need to draw are for later game, and I'm probably not playing more than 2 copies of her at one time late game, so that's just that. That's just my reasoning for that. Then we run 4 of the Trunks Futures. 2-drop, 25,000 power, 10,000 combo power, and it cannot attack leaders. While I'm not using him to attack the leaders, he's a really good 2-drop cost that can help me clear out some early game stuff on the board. If I'm in a green mirror match, having him on the board to swing at a rested 5-drop Goku is actually pretty beneficial. Plus, it's 10k combo. You can't really beat 10k combo, so that's why I run 4 of him. I'm not always playing him. He's mostly in the deck for combo power, but on the off chance that, you know, my opponent is building up board and I need to start swinging at board to clear board, I might play this guy turn 2 to 4. Then we got 2 of the Trunks Future 3-drops. This guy, he's just kind of in here as like a filler spot. The one downside, and this is why I say green is not entirely without its problems, is that there have been many times where, despite having the deck built the way that I do, and the way that a lot of other people play it, I almost never get my turn 3. There's times where I don't see my destructive strength, despite running 4 of them in this deck. Spoiler alert. And so, when you don't have that destructive strength to really start building your ramp, I have to have some means of backup on the off chance that it doesn't work out. So, we play 2 of this guy. He's a blocker, so obviously it helps to kind of keep my life pool a little bit hefty. But when KO'd, if my leader is Son Gohan, add the top card of my deck to my energy. So he's just a filler spot. I don't ever really see myself using him much. There's a couple times where he has come in clutch, and he's kind of helped me to ramp when I couldn't ramp at turn 3. So he's just kind of here to kind of fill the void. But most times when I do get destructive strength, I just throw him as an energy slot, or I use him for combo power. That's really all he's here for. Then we got 4 of the 4-drop Vegetas. Not really much to say about this guy. I mean, if you run green, you run this whole ramp engine anyway. So, on play, you add up to 1 card with a cost of 3 or more from your drop to your energy in rest mode. And then once per turn, activate main. You can discard 1 card from your hand, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards for the cost of 2 or less, and KO it. He's mostly used to ramp energy. But on the off chance that you're playing up against somebody who has a 2-drop or less still by turn 4, he kind of helps with a little bit of clear. And discarding a card from your hand, again, helps to cycle out your hand. It allows you to be able to maybe put a 3-cost or higher for some of these cards that do ramp and do need that 3-cost or higher to ramp. Allows you to cycle that out. Maybe you can put a low combo cost in the discard. I mean, this Vegeta is just really good and almost vital for every green deck currently in the meta. Come set 2 with the Cell Leader, probably not as much, maybe a little bit, but we'll have to see. But either way, again, 4 of this Vegeta. You want to see this Vegeta by turn 4, or at turn 3 at the latest, depending on how you're building your deck. But yeah, this Vegeta is just too good. He's too good not to include. Then we got 5-drop Son Goku. Again, don't really need to say much about this guy. In terms of green and what you are looking to do with green, Broly and Gohan greatly benefit from this card. This is probably the card that makes me feel that green would be a little overtuned. This is one of them anyway, because when this card is played, or when a card is placed from your drop from your energy, you add the top card of your deck to your energy at rest mode. So with Gohan's cycling ability, where he's able to gain 15,000 power by swapping energy out, Basically, this guy allows you to just refresh that energy you threw away. So there's almost no... It basically eliminates the negative factor that comes with this ability. And so you want to run this at a 4 of. You want to run 4 of these guys. You want to see him. And you're not ever really attacking with this guy. Maybe towards like the late game after you built up your energy pool. But come turn 5, you're not really playing this. You're not really using this guy in combat. You're mostly keeping him on board, inactive, to mitigate the usage of energy removal. And that's really all it is. Really good card, really good for green. Every green deck should be running this in some capacity. But yeah, he's pretty good. Then we run 4 of the Son Gohan Childhood, 5-drop, 30,000, and then on play, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 4 or less and KO it. There's a lot of cards in this game that are 4 costs and less, so there's a lot of targets that this guy can hit. 30,000 obviously is really strong. You would have to, in most cases, you would have to drop a 10k combo to cover this guy. On leader, you would need to super combo or do a 10 and a 5 for combo. He's just very heavy swinging, plus the 10k combo is really strong. KOing anything, especially around like red and yellow, and even blue, like with a cost of 4 or less, there's a lot of cards that this targets. So he's mostly in here to kind of cover against the red, blue, yellow matchup. If there's stuff that I need to kind of thin out a little bit, maybe I prioritize thinning out board using this guy, as opposed to like someone like Broly, just because obviously you go against Frieza. Frieza can reactivate rested cards to active, so you're not hitting those targets with Broly anyway. And he's just really good against most blockers too. Like, this guy can remove most blockers on the field. He's just worthwhile having. Then I have 2 of the 5-drop Turleses. He's a crit, 30k beat stick, 5k combo. On play, you add 1 card with a cost of 3 or more from your drop to your energy. I only run 2 of this guy because I have them in here as a backup in case I can't pull a Son Goku. It has happened. That's just, again, the downside of running green, is that you may not always get the cards you need to be able to cycle through, be able to sequence, and hit your curve. It just, having a backup is not the worst thing to happen, or not the worst thing to do. Plus, on the off chance that you need to be a little more aggressive, he's a really good aggressive crit card to kind of help you prevent their leader from drawing stuff, or if they have to combo so they don't take the crit. He's got a bunch of uses. I don't always play him. I mainly usually run him when I need to either play aggressive or I don't pull the 5-drop Goku, but it's not often that happens, but it does happen, so I just have that in there as an extra measure. I run 2 of these Android 16s. Obviously, I feel like come set 2, this guy may lose a bit of his viability, mainly because in the red matchup, he can be shut down without his effect going off. He can be rested with yellow, and while having more options to be able to play out the 6-drop Gohan, it's depending on your matchup, he's very situational. So I have only 2 of him in here. On the off chance that I'm able to have this Gohan in my discard, because once he's KO'd, I can play a 6-drop Gohan from my drop, and sometimes that comes in clutch, especially when I'm on the back end and I need to play a bit more defensively. He's pretty great to have, but if I'm in a matchup against red or yellow, I'm almost never playing this guy, so he's just combo power there for that. But that's that. Then I run 2 of the Android 17s and 18s. Again, I only run 2 of these because you never... The problem with this deck is that with the amount of 5Ks and secret rares and stuff that green has, I don't want to be in a spot where I'm lacking combo power. I could probably make the argument that I drop these guys down to 1. just because of the combo power, and I'm not always playing these guys. This is a very situational. Usually Broly is able to get the job done, so we try to run more Brolys, but I mean, these guys are strong. 6 cost, 40,000 power, double striker. On play, destroy 2 of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 3 or less and KO them. Very good against the red matchup, can be good against the yellow matchup. Blue can be pretty good come mid-game. But again, like, these are situational. I'm only ever really playing these guys if my opponent is at 2 life or less. And it's as a last resort usually. So I usually always charge one of these if I have one or both in hand. But then if I pull one like late game, then like maybe I keep it on the back burner just on the off chance that I need to capitalize it fast. It's just very situational, but I only run 2. They're really strong in this deck as well. They're strong in any green deck, so I think it's worthwhile running 1 or 2 in this particular matchup. And I mean, we already talked about him a little bit, but the 6-drop Gohan, on play, you just add the top card of your deck to your life. This is very handy when you're sitting at maybe 3 life or less, and you want to give yourself a little bit of sustainability to be able to hopefully capitalize on the next turn or 2 and finish your opponent off. I only run 3 of them because he's 35,000 power, which is really strong, but he's only 5k combo. And I'm only ever really using this guy in conjunction with the Android 16, so it's very situational again. Maybe there's a time after I play a Broly and I have no other Brolys in hand. Maybe I play this guy from my hand, but most times than not, I try to cycle him into my energy to then cycle him back into the drop after I awaken, and then playing the 16 to get him on board. So. Again, we'll see come set 2 if this Android 16 is going to be viable, but that, I mean, it's neither here or there. It's situational cards. So, I'm running 2 of the secret rare 7-drop Gohans. This guy's just good. The way that I view this card, 50,000 is strong, but against maybe a yellow matchup, or potentially especially mirror matches. Like, this guy's usage is for his ability. On play, discard 1 card from your hand, and then choose all your opponent's battle cards with cost of 5 or less and KO them. Then this card cannot attack for the turn. It's a very strong effect. More often than not, you are probably not running this in a mirror match against green. You're mostly using this against yellow, red, and blue, especially red and especially yellow, because they can just build wide and they can build up their board in a means that allows them to just hit you constantly. So having 2 of this guy to clear board and just reset the game, reset the momentum, and give you more of a chance of winning is not the worst thing. And then on the off chance that you don't get destroyed by Broly, or you don't get negged down to 0 against a red deck, he's a 50k beat stick. So he's pretty strong. He's the strongest card in the game for that particular reason. So yeah, he's just that good. I would only run 2 just because of no combo power, and again, you're using him mostly for his main ability instead of the 50,000 power, but you can maybe make the argument you only run 1. I run 2 just for the sake of consistency and just so I see him a little bit more often, but that's neither here nor there. Obviously, super combos, run 4. There's nothing that allows you to search combos or search super combos. So if you want to run King Vegeta or Yamcha, it really doesn't matter. I just run King Vegeta because Saiyan. So then we run. I might have to readjust this. I should have 3 Brolys in here. I don't know why I only have 2. 3 Brolys. I don't need to talk about this card. This card's nuts. On play, draw a card, then KO a battle card. Very strong. And then when he's attacking, he can attack a second time. Again, 45,000 power. Very strong. You want to have 3 or 4 of these running in this deck particularly. I didn't buy a second starter deck, so I only am able to run 3, but I need to fix this. I need to put 3 of these Brolys in this deck. and kind of go from there. But that's neither here or there. Again, strong card. Being able to swing twice at 45,000, and it's hard to kind of remove him off the board except with another Broly, so you just run with it. Instant Kamehameha. This is just a backup card. I don't really use this too much. It's mostly probably used just to put into energy. But on the off chance that I pull one of these late, and I have a 5-drop Goku on the board, or I need to just defend an extra 15,000 on defense, this card does come in handy, especially, like I said, if you have the 5-drop Goku. So I don't run too many of these. I just run 2 as like a backup on the off chance I don't have Gigantic Meteor, and that kind of comes again with the fact that again, Gigantic Meteor. Gigantic Meteor is, again, I only got 2 of the starter decks, so that's why 2 of these are in here, to kind of give a little extra oomph on defense. But Gigantic Meteor is really strong. 1 energy, if you're at 6 or more energy, you get 25,000 power. It's a really good card to use offensively or defensively. It's got a lot of utility in that aspect. Set 2 seems to be getting a lot of extra cards for the other archetypes in this style, where you can just drop 25,000 power. So again, it's good that other decks are getting that type of versatility, but yeah, it's good. And then I'm running 3 of the destructive strengths. I feel like running 4 can be a little detrimental, only because when you're seeing this, the nothing is worse than when you're in the end game and you just start pulling destructive strengths. Because this card does nothing for you in the late game. It does absolutely nothing for you. There's no reason to use it. There's no reason to ramp energy after you have 8 to 10 energy at that point. So running 3 allows me to not only see this often enough, but it allows me to prevent from having that exact scenario from happening where I just see this all the time in the end game. It's also the reason why we run all these Saiyan Searchers and all this draw power. So on the off chance that in the early turns, if I don't end up pulling Destructive Strength, then at the very least I can find a Destructive Strength early on. Again, like I think just running 4, while I understand you would want to run 4 so you can see it at all times, I have also seen a lot of people run it at 4 and they just pull this card way too often to be of any benefit in the late game. And it kind of hurts them. So I think 3 is all right. I think 3 is probably like a sweet spot for it. I would never run this below 3 though. Never. Like, this card is too vital to the ramp engine to not run anything less than 3. So, but yeah, that is my Gohan deck. Let me know if you guys got any questions. If you guys maybe have suggestions in terms of what you want to see in a deck like this. I am not particularly against. I'm not particularly against changing it. I'm 62% win rate in ranked with this deck, and I'm primarily using this deck in ranked. So maybe on occasion I might run blue or red, but I mean I win a lot of my matches with this deck. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to see more of the deck profiles like this. Especially for other colors, because I know probably people don't want to see green. Everyone's kind of fed up with green, I get it. But yeah, if you guys want to see more deck profiles for other leaders, let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and we'll kind of go from there. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.